Hey there everybody, T-shirt booth here for GSHelper.com, and in this demo I'm going to show you how to repel actors from wherever you touch on the screen. I'm going to go ahead and press preview here, and you'll see I have a sample demo set up. I have some ledges here, some boxes, and you can't see them, but I also have some walls. They're right here. And so just like you'd set up in a game, put some walls so your things can't go on the outside. And you'll see when I hit preview, the boxes drop and they all collide with each other. And in the rules, I tell them to collide with each other. And I have, for gravity, I have accelerate down at 500. So what I want to do is, when I click, I want the boxes to repel from where I click. But you want them to go into the proper direction. If I click, I don't want them to just go straight up. They want to repel as if they would naturally. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a self attribute inside our box. I'm going to hit the plus sign, and it's going to be a real attribute. And the reason why it will be real is because the attribute could be a decimal point. So whenever you're dealing with decimals, you want to use a real attribute. We're going to call this distance from touch. Now, I'm going to create a rule, and I'm going to say when mouse button is down. On a device, mouse button is down is just the same as wherever you touch somewhere. You touch, it's like a mouse button down. So you can use mouse button down and still use it on a device. It doesn't really matter. It's not just for the desktop. When we do mouse button is down, we're going to change attribute, and we're going to change self, distance from, and we want to determine how far away the touch is to the box. Because we don't want every box on the scene to, go when you're touching. We want it to be relative to the area of where you're touching. So we're going to use something called magnitude. And what magnitude does is it determines the distance between 2 points. So we want to determine the distance between where the user is touching and the center spot of the box. So we're going to go magnitude, and I'm going to go to the first open bracket. So as you saw, I deleted everything else. So let me do that again for you so you've seen what happened there. So magnitude, and I'm going to hit backspace until I get to the first open bracket. And we're going to do self position x minus device mouse position x. And again, mouse position is the same as touch position. So on a device, it will still register. Now we're going to do comma. And then we're going to go back over to self position y minus device mouse position y. And then close bracket. Now I'm going to show you something here. Let's display text. Let's do a display text up here. And let's display self distance to touch. Now I'm going to hit preview, and as you see, everything's 0. I'm going to touch on the screen, and now they all change to a number, and those are basically all the distances from where I touch. So now I touch over here and they change again. I'll touch right here and they change again. So that's how far they are away from where I touched. Now if I touched here, we don't want these boxes up here to repel. Right? They're 264 away, 198 away, and so on. We want to limit the touch area. So we're going to hit back. And then we're going to create a new rule inside of this rule. So, and the reason why we're putting it after this is because we want this to trigger first. First we want it to calculate, then we want to do this. So we put it afterwards, and we're going to say if attribute self distance from, so distance from the touch, is less than, and our boxes are 30 by 30. Let's go a little bigger than that. Let's go 50. So if it's less than 50 pixels away, we want it to repel. Okay? And to make it repel, we're going to use change velocity, and we need to determine the direction it needs to go in. Like if you just entered here 90, and I hit, for speed, let's go with, because our gravity is set to 500, let's go with 700, no, 800. Now if I just did, direction 90, which is up, and hit preview, they're just going to go up. okay? But, you know, if you click on the side, you want it to go to the side. You know, you don't want it to still go up. So what we need to do, first we're going to turn this display text off. And we're going to, in for direction, hit the expression editor. And in the expression editor, we're going to hit vector to angle, which is at the very bottom. And we'll hit backspace all the way to the Y. And we'll do the same thing we did for the magnitude. We're going to use self position X minus device mouse position X, comma, self position Y minus device mouse position Y, and then close bracket. I'm going to lower the speed a little bit. I think it was too much. Let's try 600. And we're going to do relative to scene. And we're going to hit preview here. So now you'll see when I hit this, you know, they go in all directions depending on where the touch was. So if I touch this area in the bottom right corner, it's going to go left. See that? And if I touch underneath it, it's going to go up. And if I touch to the left side, it's going to go right. Alright, so basically now they repel appropriately from wherever you touch. And you can play with the speed, so, you know, if you want to go really fast or not as fast, you know, let's go 1500 and see what that does. Hit preview, and now you'll see they go crazy fast. Okay, and we'll hit back and just change that to maybe 500, and it won't be nearly as fast. So that's all you really need to know about how to make actors repel from wherever you touch with Gamesalad. To download this demo, head on over to GSHelper.com. Right underneath the video, you'll see a download link. It's free. Play with it, do what you want with it, and have fun. I'll see you guys in the next video.